All right, everybody, I'm back in Utah. I'm at Lagoon tonight. I just want to have a chill night. Let's go on some rides. Join us today on the XP Project. All right, so I'm back. It feels so good to be back. I didn't even actually take a break. I drove in from Idaho just today, and I'm like, I gotta be out at Lagoon. I gotta get out there. So I'm out here. I headed straight to Colossus. I'm just gonna go on some rides tonight that I have been missing because it's been 2 weeks. Let's go on Colossus. So much cooler, it feels so good out here. I was sweating so bad the whole time I was out in California, and it just feels so good with this little breeze going by. I love this time of night at Lagoon. So great. All right, so drop down in the comments, what are you guys thinking of Frightmares so far? The last video I did was the haunted house review video, so I've really only been in them one time, so I want to hear what you guys are thinking of them. Drop that down in the comments below. And then I did want to say, I didn't get like a ton of footage out of Disney. We're gonna be back there like just at the beginning of the spring-ish time. So I am working on getting a like a better camera for dark rides. I actually invested in this new GoPro because I wanted more action camera for the coasters that I ride. But I am working to get a good dark ride camera. So probably on that next spring trip, I'll get a lot more coverage of those rides. But I did put top 5 of the parks that I went to and a lot of shorts and stuff. So we'll get out there. We're gonna be back out there at the beginning of the year. We're gonna do like Universal Studios. So just so you know, I didn't do like a ton of Disney content, but we're still pumping out Lagoon content. I know you guys know I miss this ride so much. I feel like the hang time at Knott's was very similar to this. The only difference was that one felt a little bit longer, but it didn't have the launch like this one. So it made it a lot different. The actual coaster part of that one was better, but there's not a coaster still to this day, maybe like Incredicoaster, that I like the launch as much as this one. It's just so good. It's funny, even after all the rides I was on last week and everything, there's just nothing that just has that launch feeling, like kind of like Incredicoaster, but this is why it's still my favorite ride at the park, just that launch up and straight back down. All right, so it's been 2 weeks, almost 3, since I did the 3 days of Primordial. What are you guys finding out? Are the lines getting better? Are they getting worse? I kind of assumed that the lines were just going to be really bad for the rest of this season and probably a big chunk of next season too, but I'm heading up that way, so this will be the first time I've seen it in a couple weeks, so let me know what you guys are experiencing with it. What do you think of it? I'm also hearing a bunch of people say that there's a bunch of alternate endings. I had a couple people tell me that there's 3 alternate endings. Some people said 8, up to 8. I think what they're talking about is like, there's different drops at the end, and then there's also different videos. So if you know the exact amount, let me know, but I'm kind of hearing that it's around 8. That's what I'm hearing so far, but if you know for sure, 100%, let me know. Looks like coming up to the north side of the park, the hack and slash is getting ready to start right now. Or it might be ending, I can't really tell. Oh, actually, you know what, it looks like it's ending. I was gonna say that might have been prime opportunity to get on Primordial faster, but let's see what this line looks like. All right, so after a couple weeks of Primordial kind of cooling down a little bit, the line is still pretty long. I haven't really done a lot of recon on this one yet, but I'm guessing that we're probably still at that like hour and a half-ish wait right now. But it's definitely not as bad as it was 2 weeks ago. I mean, 2 weeks ago, this line was by far back to like the Rocket, and we're seeing it's back to basically the main, you know, the main queue. I mean, this is probably considered extended queue, but this is gonna be the main queue probably all of next year for sure. So the one thing you're gonna see this time of year, and I didn't see this 2 weeks ago, but I knew it was coming, Primordial's gonna pull some crowds, but your longest line of the park's still probably gonna be Cannibal. And you can't really get around it because that single rider line, you have to get so far up before you can go in. But I mean, just expect, I mean, it's not even fully busy yet tonight, but it's slowly starting to get busier, but expect Cannibal to probably be back at least to where the old Hawaiian hot dog stand used to be, and maybe even farther. I've seen it go back to like the bumper cars, so just kind of plan on that. The other thing I did notice is that we got here like right when it opened on Friday, and just like I said a few weeks ago, right at opening on Friday, you can pretty much get into all the haunted houses and the big rides really fast. So get here early, but each hour that's passed since I've been here, you're just seeing like the crowds get a lot busier. So just make sure you get out here early and you can get all that stuff done, and then do kind of some of the slower stuff later, because there are rides that just don't really have queues. And so get out, do the long queue rides, and then, you know, save the short queue rides for a little bit later. You know, I actually just noticed they put these Frightmare pumpkins right here in front of Cannibal. I really like those. Those had a nice little aesthetic. I wonder if they're gonna turn those on when it gets a little darker. I'm kind of trying to look in. I can't tell if there's lights in them. I don't see any cords, but I really like that. It kind of adds a nice little Halloween twist to Cannibal. That's really nice. I was laughing a few minutes ago because I was just sweating so bad, and it was actually really hot in California. I know that it never gets cold really there. I mean, it can get a little chilly with the ocean breeze, but I mean, I was just sweating bad. I thought it was going to be a little chillier there than it was, since we were going into the end of September, October, you know, 1st of October. But it feels actually like really cold out here in comparison. But I think it's just me comparing. I think we're still at like 68 degrees, so it's really not that cold. I think it's just that I was in California, but up in Idaho last week it was super chilly too. So I think I'm just kind of cold because I acclimated myself to that California weather for 10 days. All right, everybody, don't forget, right at the front of the park, like before you even get through the front gates, there's this sign up here. It's gonna give you all the times, the scare ratings and everything, pretty much all the Frightmare stuff. Now, they do change this over to the regular stuff during the regular season, so this is kind of your reference, but it's a great spot because before you even get into the park, you can start making your plans. I gotta say, one thing that's cracking me up is like, the process of getting into the park is so easy at Lagoon. It's like, you pull in, if you have a parking pass like I do, scan the parking pass, you're right in, you park, and you're in the park in like less than 5 minutes. You know, just coming from Disney last week, it's like, it's such a process to get into that park. It's like, you gotta get either parking or your shuttle, depending on what you're doing. Then you gotta go through the whole security process. Then you gotta wait in line at the front gate. You know, then you're walking all the way down Main Street. It's such a process just to get into the park. It's the one thing I really missed last week. Knott's was actually pretty clean getting in just because it was such a slow day. I bet it's a lot worse when it's a lot busier. But that's the one thing I love about this park, is how fast you can get in and out of it. It's so great. All right, guys, I know this was kind of a short video, but I've been driving from Idaho all day. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go home, try to get these edited. I got a couple more videos to edit. I'm gonna try to be out here this week. I really wanna try to hit that seance this week. If you guys have done the seance yet, pop a comment down. Thanks so much for the likes, follows. Thank you for everything. Thanks for joining us on the XP project.